Okay, this video is going to discuss the use of limit switches on a three-wheeled mobile robot to explore a square arena. Limit switches will be used to bounce off the walls and change direction. First things we're going to check are our language from our platform type. We're going to go over here and make sure that we have selected Vex 2.0 Cortex and Natural Language PLTW. If we have, we should see natural language over here in the sidebar of our functions. We're also going to go here to Robot, check our Cortex communication mode, switch it to USB only. Once that's done, we'll start a new file. In that new file, we'll first go to Motor and Sensors Setup. In the Motor and Sensors Setup, we have several digital sensors. We have a button on port 1. We're going to use this as our start button. It's a touch sensor. We have a front limit, also a touch sensor, and we have a back limit. Now on your robot, make sure that these port numbers correspond to the ports that the sensors are plugged into. Motors, we have two motors. We have a right side motor and we have a left side motor. Now both of these motors are a Vex 393 motor. Okay, now that that's set up, we'll click Apply. Okay, and here are our pragma statements. We'll review those real quick. Button, touch sensor in port 1. Front limit, touch sensor in port 2. Back limit, touch sensor in port 3. Right side motor, left side motor. Okay, here we'll write first a little bit of pseudocode. So we're going to come in here, do that, and we'll create a little space. I'm going to enter down and type the ending pseudocode // and then in between briefly describe the program name, date 2/21/2018, and description. This is I'm going to call this bounce bot because the robot is intended to bounce off the walls. And to do that, we're going to use the limit switches. Okay, there's a description. Now, down here, let's start writing a little bit of code. The first thing we're going to do is when our program starts, we're going to use a start button. So over here, natural language, we'll go to until. It's going to be until bump, so we'll bring our until bump over here. The name of that is button. We've named it up here because I have an extra T in there. Delay time. Delay time is going to give us a little bit of time to get our hands out of the way once we start this. Real quick compile, just to check to make sure that code is good. And our code is good. We got our, we need to save it here. So we're going to drop that onto the desktop and call that bounce bot. Okay, now once we've triggered our bump switch, then the main part of the code will start. And this is where we'll use that while loop control structure that we've talked about for the last two programs. It's found up here under control structures, while. So we'll come down here, put that in there. Our condition, we're going to use this as a forever loop. This just has our main body of code. It's just going to happen. And then down here in the body, this is where we'll put our code. If we format the file, we'll notice that those indent over. Okay, so in here, we're going to do a start motor, and we're going to do right side 63. We're going to do another start motor, and we're going to do left side. Got extra space in there. We're going to run that also at 63, and that should send our robot going forwards. Now previously we've put a wait in here. Instead of a wait, our robot is now going to be going forward until we trigger the front limit switch. So over here under our natural language, now you notice we got that under control structures too. We're going to minimize that. We're going to use our main natural language. We're going to until, and we want down here until touch. So as soon as that sensor is bumped, it will trigger. And this is our front limit. It goes there. Now, once we hit that front limit, we're going to stop motor. And we're going to stop both motors. So we want our right side motor. We want to stop. And you notice these are popping up with suggestions. If you see that suggestion pop up and it's the one you want, go ahead and just click enter and select that. Okay, so here we go. Now, this whole block of code, I'm going to go up here, write a comment to explain what that is. And this is drive forward until front limit is pressed. And that'll deal with that entire block of code here. Now, I'm going to actually copy that block of code. I'm going to come down here, a couple lines, and paste it. Now, here, I'm going to change something on my comment. I'm going to call this next drive backward turning. Until back limit is pressed. Until back limit is pressed. Now, here's the difference. Both of these are going to become negative. So I go backwards. And one of these is going to change slightly in speed. So I'm going to make my left side go a little bit faster. And what it'll do is it'll go backwards and curve to the right. And that should then, when this back limit is pressed, send the robot in a different direction. So back limit. Alright. Formatting. Compile. Alright, well here I've got a error message. It says substituting similar variable back limit for back limit. Check spelling in lowercase. It looks like I need to capitalize my B there. Fixed it. Okay, so at this point we're going to be going forward until the front limit is pressed. We'll stop those motors. We'll start them going backwards until the back limit is pressed. We'll stop those motors. And then we end that loop. Notice that loop starts here with an opening curly brace and ends with a curly brace. What will actually happen is the code will go back to the top and do this again. And this will just continue to repeat. The front limit will drive, the back limit will drive. This is exactly what we want. This is probably all the code we need for this program. It's kind of neat. Simple program. But it'll let that robot continually explore that square arena. Alright, I'm going to go up here and fix that comment. And this is the basics of your third challenge.